Right then, Blue Noses. So what do you think of that? Arguably our toughest test at home yet. So they were pretty decent, to be fair, especially in that second half, and we kept getting a bit deeper and deeper. But overall, solid performance. I thought Cochrane had a solid game. I thought Neumann was class in the air. I think Bright, he was just steady, wasn't he? Without being, exciting. We didn't go forward as much as we would with the Water, and that's to be expected. Doyle was absolutely class again. Pike, just a Rolls Royce of a player. He just gets in on the goals, doesn't he? And, he's got a hell of a strike on him. It was a lovely, lovely finish. Patrick Roberts, really clever, used the ball well, looked a threat all the time. Gray in the first half was unbelievable. His desire, best performance so far that I've seen. His desire to win the ball, to drive forward, and the finish, like Alfie said, it's the perfect goal, isn't it, for a winger to cut in straight in the top bins. Perfect goal. 2 forward lads. Stano and Dutch didn't have much, did they? Much service, and it was a real kind of tight battle in midfield.
And the wings.
Yeah, so it was all about the wing play in the midfield. Do you know what? We got a job done, didn't we? So it's 3 points, 3 points in the bag. I predicted the score, so 2-1. So I've got another point, so it's 6-3 to me. So Alfie,
the comeback time,
thinks there's a comeback coming on, but if not, he's going to have the forfeit with a nice little costume. So overall, a solid performance. Like I say, Watford ain't no mugs coming into this game. That puts us 7th now, 3 points off 3rd. And if you look at the teams, Millwall are 3rd, and they were absolutely dog shit, weren't they? Do you know what I mean? Bristol City, they weren't exactly brilliant against us. Preston are up there. We've seen them off. So, Stoke, Middlesbrough, Coventry.
They're the only real superpowers at the minute.
They look the decent size, don't they? They'd be up there. Yeah. I mean, look like Ipswich are climbing slowly, so we can't rule them out. Leicester are bound to hit a bit of form as well.
Southampton have run into a bit of form, haven't they?
Yeah, Southampton. But do you know what? There's no one to be feared in this league, and I think, we've got a real good push for the playoffs, definitely. Do you know what I mean? I think we're going to be in and around them. If we drop lucky and we get in the playoffs, then great. And then we'll see what happens. I think in terms of playoffs, we could definitely get to a final. The final would worry me. That's only my only criticism.
We saw it in the Championship before, where usually the team that gets ruled out not to win it usually goes on to win it. It's just the way the Championship is.
Yeah, but I don't think we'd be an underdog going into that. But like Alfie said earlier, we're definitely a different breed and a different team going into like a Wembley match on a big pitch. And we've got players in the squad that have been there and done it before, at that level. So. It's good. I can't really say anything negative about the performance, to be honest. I think my only negative, and he's been class. He's been class all season. He's Clara, and I thought he was just a little bit wasteful with the ball tonight, a bit sloppy.
That is his first bad performance into a season, a bit that we've had him for, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's entitled to a bad performance. I don't think it was a bad performance. I just think
a few lazy passes.
Few lazy passes got us into trouble when we had possession, when we could have done more with it, and he's give it away and he's knocked it out. Do you know what I mean? So the subs come on arguably the right time. You can't criticise Davies for the subs. He needed to close the game off, and that's game management. So I think all in all, I think he probably got the subs right. I know we're all crying out for Kyogo to come on and score goals, but it just wasn't that kind of game for him tonight. Like Dutch, he just couldn't get going in the game. Nothing was really sticking up top, and I think that's where we miss a physical forward. I mean, Dykes, he's a physical forward, but he's not powerful, is he? He's not pacey. We need somebody
like a Haaland sort of striker.
Yeah,
That sort of guy.
just like a Kiefer Moore, just like a bruiser up there. Do you know what I mean? Just someone
Yeah,
that's
I was
going to
worried
throw
about him.
themselves about a bit. But you know, Dykes tries it, but technically he's not good enough, is he? Do you know what I mean? So that's all we're lacking, really, and maybe that we address that. You know, in January, maybe some people go out, and maybe we'll be able to get a few more people in. I don't know. You know, but you know, roll on to the next game. So, any last thoughts for you, Alfie?
I'm just hoping is Southampton next away game? Yes, I'm just
Possibly.
gonna say it is.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think it is, yeah.
I'm just hoping we can take this into the Southampton game and not. I just hope, because every time we go away, we just get like bullied and thrown around, don't we?
Yeah, I think we've got to pick up points away from home. You know, like I say, if we can win our home games, make St Andrews a
Get
fortress.
scrappy away points.
Just get the odd points away from home. Get in, get out, job done. You know, and we build on that, don't we? And as long as we're in the pack with
Got eighth,
the
ninth.
playoffs around those points, keep it tight, keep in there.
Get in there.
Going into the last few months, you know, we're going to have a shout, aren't we, of the playoffs? You know, but we definitely look good enough to be in the playoffs. So, Blue Noses, like always, give us your thoughts on what you think tonight. The match vlog will be loaded up probably tomorrow now once we get home. So check that out. Yeah, like, subscribe, you know, and you know, give us a comment. Keep right on.